But oh my gosh, it's looking so good. He was down and rolling. Oh no, don't shake, I'm gonna get wet. Let's get that poo stain off him. That is nasty. Okay, let's get clipping. Don't worry guys, I will fix that. Hey everybody, this is me. Oh my goodness, Casper, have you seen the state of him? All down his neck, on his face. Like, I don't even know how he gets on his face, but this boy is so muddy right now. He's also gotten so hairy since I last clipped him. So if you haven't seen my previous clipping videos, I'll leave some links in the description below because I talk a little bit more about the reason why I clip him. But basically, to put it into short bullet points, as you can see, the mud sticks to it really well when he's hairy. Also, when I ride him, he gets really sweaty and it's just really uncomfortable for him having a really long, thick winter coat when I am exercising him. And because he gets sweaty, he then finds it more difficult to cool down because he's still wet. So clipping is just a lot easier and better for us. And I'm actually going to be giving him a full clip for the first time. I've always usually given him a blanket clip because he's always been in between sort of light and medium work. But now this guy is sort of in fat camp, he's in boot camp, we both are. So we're riding pretty much every day. He does have his rest days every now and again. We're going to be taking him on lots of really long trail rides and things. And often at the moment, after I finish riding him, he just gets so sweaty. So he's definitely due a new clip. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But obviously, because he is so muddy, I can't clip him straight away. We're going to have to give him a bit of a clean. So first I'm going to try and brush off as much mud as I can. Then it's time to give this guy a bath. So my little magic trick for horrible mud like this, dry mud is so much easier to clean off compared to wet mud, so I'm so glad that it's dried since he rolled this morning. So I'm going to be using my jelly scrubber that works really well on dry mud, and also my sort of wizard brush or magic brush. You can get different brands called different things, but these things work really well. So I think I'm going to start off with the jelly scrubber and maybe go over with that brush afterwards and just try and get rid of some of this because he's pretty dusty.
Make me work, make me sweat inside, make me feel like I'm alive. Take this hurt, lady, throw it in my face. Don't let these bones slow you down.
I find jelly scrubbers really good at getting the big clumps of mud out, but this is good for the sort of little ones that just never really seem to leave. I find it's quite good and brush it off. I'm obviously going to have to go over with a dandy brush afterwards, or maybe even a body brush because there's still a lot of dust here.
Coming on strong, grass should look greener. I need a true believer in disguise. If I'm loving you wrong, short changing and receiving, girl, you best believe me behind.
Oh my goodness guys, it's so bright today. It's really nice to see the sun because we don't really get it here much in England. It's actually really warm, so it's like the perfect day for clipping really, because you don't want it to be like a really chilly kind of day. So now I'm just going to be using this dandy brush and trying to get as much of the dust and things out of his coat. I am going to definitely have to wash him afterwards because he is pretty dirty. And I don't think I've washed him, like given him a full complete wash since Pony Club Camp back in 2018, I think. I have like given him baths and things, but it doesn't look like a full one. I've only just sort of washed off sort of patches that are needed because I quite like to keep all the natural oils and things in his coat because he is a field kept pony. He goes out in the field quite a bit, so I'm gonna try and get as much dust off as I can. Okay, Casper, it's now bath time. I'm actually really excited because I really haven't properly given him a bath like this in so long. You can see on his neck, because his rug at the moment, because his coat has grown back so quickly, I don't want him to overheat, so he hasn't had the neck attachment on. So his neck is pretty yellow, it's pretty brown, pretty disgusting. I'm also really excited to give his mane a wash as well, because I haven't washed that for a while. And we're also using the horse shower, so it's nice and warm water for him, even though it's a really mild, warm day. Like, I'm like getting pretty warm under my coat, but I thought, you know what, if I'm washing Casper, I'm gonna get so wet, so I might as well keep this on to keep it as protection, so hopefully I don't get too soaked. So let's get bathing you, mate. Oh, that's nice and warm. Just double checking the temperature. Just gently put it on his shoulder. Gradually work our way up, but Casper is the best horse at being washed. I think it's because I've had him for over 6 years now, so he pretty much has just gotten used to being cleaned, especially for things like pony club and shows and things back in the day. But he literally just stands here. He probably wouldn't even need to be tied up. He just loves having a good old wash. Most important bit is probably his stomach, because that's where he likes to roll and get really dirty, and we don't want the clippers getting blunt because of all the dirtiness and his coat and the oil and the grease and the mud. Let's get it all over, get him nice and soaked before we get the shampoo on. I'm also going to give his tail a bit of a wash through as well, because it is pretty yellow and nasty, and I can't remember when I last washed it, so it's probably a good idea to give that a bit of a clean as well. There's so much brown water you can see just like coming out now. He's steaming quite nicely. Nice and warm for him. Let's get that poo stain off him. That is nasty. Okay, time to get the mane nice and wet. So we'll give that a wash. Good boy. Oh no, don't shake, I'm gonna get wet. Belly time. His tail just doesn't get wet, it's so thick, it's difficult to get all of it like soaked. I bet that feels so nice, having all this warm water on him, especially on his back. You can see kind of some of the dirty sort of brown water coming off, and this is without the shampoo as well, so it shows just what some warm water can really do. Okay, I think it's time to get the shampoo on soon, Casper. You can really tell the difference in his colouring as well, just since I've washed him. Like, you can see how thick this coat is compared to where I have clipped him, but then you can see how thick this has gotten. And now for my favourite part, time to add the shampoo.
So I run until my feet give out. I jump a little higher to clear the ground. Every shadow of every girl, every time I turn around, I swear it's her. Second guess my every move. I hold my breath in case I run into you.
I'm not going to worry too much about doing his face, because I probably won't end up clipping it. I might just get a little bit of the beard hair so I can actually do his bridle up, because that's one thing I've been struggling with since his clip's grown back, or since he's got even fluffier, is that when I try to do up the buckles in his bridle, his hair gets trapped in the buckle, which isn't great because it is so long. So yeah, just get those. I won't clip his legs either, but I'll give him a bit of a clean while we're at it. I'm going to wash his face, but I'll just do the lower bit, because I don't want to get any soap in his eyes. So when rinsing off, it's so important to use a sweat scraper, because this means that I can check if there are any bubbles left. It works really well, so if there are any bubbles, it means that you need to carry on rinsing, because you need to rinse off any of the remaining shampoo. So here there are a few, and it's also really great at removing the sort of dirty, yellow, brownish, muddy water, and just getting rid of that and replacing it with a nice clean that will wash it off. I've finished rinsing him off. I'm just getting him dry now, and then after this I'm going to use a towel as well, because I just find towels work really well at drying off horses, especially this bit here that's so thick and hairy. And then after that I'll pop him in his cooler, and then I'll be back with you guys once he's dry and ready to clip. Okay everybody, it's a few hours later now. Casper's been in his stable. He's got his nice rug on that's hopefully dried him off. So he's now ready to clip. He's also got so much shavings and things on him, because as soon as I put him in his stable, the first thing he did, I think it's just something in all grey horses, it's like written into their DNA that they just love rolling, because he literally, as soon as he walked in the first few steps, he was down. He was down and rolling, and I am so glad that I gave him a fresh bed of shavings, because if not, he would be absolutely filthy. So I'm going to try my best and get all the shavings off the rug, but I think I did brush quite a few off and a lot has come off quite easily, which is great. So time to start clipping, I guess. Hey Cass, it's clipping time. Also got a lovely hay net there that he's sort of destroyed while he's been in. Okay guys, it's the moment of truth. We need to take his rug off and see how dry he is. Oh my goodness, he's so dry. Oh my goodness, the shavings in his tail makes me want to cry. His tail actually looks so much cleaner now I've washed it. I didn't really realise how yellow it had gotten over time, but it's looking pretty white. Well, white compared to how it was before. Oh my gosh guys, look how white his mane is. I think it's been a long time since I've last seen it looking this clean. Like, I'm so used to it being brown from the mud or yellow from the stable stains. I'm just gonna give it a quick sort of brush through. But oh my gosh, it's looking so good. Good man. Okay, now like he feels so dry here. Obviously, where I've clipped him before, where his hair or his coat is a lot shorter, it's a lot drier than this bit. It's still a tiny bit damp, but it is pretty dry. So I think I'm gonna start off clipping his neck and see where we go from there. Okay, let's get clipping.
Have you heard about summer snow? When it falls on you, your blood runs cold. But don't you sweat your pretty skin, 'cause it melts away for it sinks in. And you dream about this.
I've only done a tiny bit and it really doesn't look like I've done that much of a difference, but it really has. He's got all these sort of little straggly bits. If I push the hair against itself, you can kind of see. It feels really different, but on the camera it probably doesn't look like I've done much. It's kind of cute because you can see some of his little flea bitten kind of spots coming through that he's kind of getting as he's becoming more of an older gentleman. But this is so much easier to clip compared to the first time I did it, well, last year, but this winter when it was so thick. So I feel like it's going to be a bit more difficult when I do this stuff.
The morning of the spring, when the sea runs dry, we start to sing. Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it.
I'm actually so surprised how quickly I've been able to clip him on this side. Like, it's really not too bad. Like, obviously it's a tiny bit stripy and I need to neaten up the edges, but I just want to do a rough clip and do that first, and then at the end I can do all the little small minutiae and pernickety bits where I want it to be neatened up a bit more. I always struggle here because I have to kind of push his head over, because if not this bit goes all wrinkly and then you just kind of miss a patch. Don't worry guys, I will fix that.
When nothing seemed to be a drag.
But I just like to apologise because when I'm clipping or when I'm concentrating on something, I have the most awful concentration face. Some people stick their tongue out. I don't know why I do this, but I do this thing where basically I scrunch up my face and I kind of go like this. So don't know why I do that. I guess it kind of helps with the protection of all the hair and coat of Casper just going in my face. So yeah, apologies for the concentration face. Let's get back to clipping.
You ran until your legs gave way, and you cried and got back up again. And it's real to think that I could fly across a broken bridge in the fading light. Never thought ahead of my 2 feet. Never had a care in the world, you see.
Okay, so the first bit I'm going to clip, because obviously this is a different length to this bit, and I don't want it to look really different. Like, I don't want it to finish clipping him and then it kind of look like there's kind of like a line of the difference between the hairs. So I'm going to have a go, have a crack at this. This is probably the thickest coat I have ever clipped in my life. So we'll see how it goes. I've decided I'm going to clip this bit first, because at least if it does go wrong and it goes really patchy or stripy, this is where the saddle goes. So I can be like, okay, no, that looks awful. Abort mission. We'll leave it. We'll keep this bit on. But Fingers crossed it goes well. I think I might need to clip it twice because he's got so hairy. Oh my gosh, okay, let's see. Doesn't look too bad actually. I was actually going in the wrong direction of the hair because his coat kind of goes this direction, so I should probably be clipping along like that rather than up, but I don't think that's too bad. I think we're gonna go all in. I'm gonna give him a full clip. Let's see how it goes.
Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. From the sky all about it. Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. The more you love, the more you live.
I could look at a million faces, never find one that gets to me. You're the warmth of my waking hours. You're the dream when I go to sleep. Stay with me. Stay with me. 'Cause I belong with you. It'd be wrong just to walk away when the road gets steeper. You're my song, won't you dance along? I'll be holding on, baby, you're my keeper.
Okay guys, it's actually starting to get dark, so clipping is definitely a job that pretty much takes the whole day because you've got to wash the horse, then you've got to let them dry, and then you've got to clip them. And I don't think I've done too bad of a job when you think about how thick Casper's coat was before. Guys, this guy is an absolute superstar. I'm so lucky to have a horse that is just so good at being clipped, at being washed. He's being a bit grumpy now, snorting at me. Yes, I know. But he's just been so good. I think he's had enough pampering for one day. It is actually getting dark, and I don't particularly want to clip in the dark. We've already had to change the batteries once with the clippers. So I don't think I've done too bad of a job. Here, I definitely struggled a bit because he kept coming around to look at me, and I did do this side first. So there are a few nasty bits. Let's just hide that, not look at that. But I think the rest of him, you can't actually tell too much that there's kind of like a line where he had his blanket clip before. Obviously it's not perfect. I always find when you do clip a horse, you have to leave it a couple days to kind of settle, but it's not looking too stripy. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. So yeah, it's time to let this boy into the arena. His favorite thing to do after clipping, because guys, he's definitely gonna have a big role.
You're my keeper.
Off he goes.
We've had our fights, but we've never broken. We've been down this road before. I made you cry with the words I've spoken. You almost walked out of that door. But stay with me. You stayed walk away when the road gets deeper. You're my song, won't you dance along? I'll be holding on, baby, you're my keeper. It'd be wrong just to walk away when the road gets steeper. You're my song, I've waited so long for you. Hold on strong, baby, you're my keeper. I belong with you. It'd be wrong just to walk away when the road gets steeper. You're my song, won't you dance along? I'll be holding on, baby, you're my keeper.
Okay, have you had your fun now? Yeah, you ready to come back in? Okay guys, I think Casper's finished with his running around. I think it's time to get him back in, give him a bit of a brush off because he's covered in sand. He's even got some black marks on him from the rubber of the sand school over on this side as well. So, yep, I need to have a shower. I need to put this guy to bed, let him out on the field first to have a cool down because he's got very excited having a run around here. Okay everybody, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it really satisfying, like I do, giving Casper a good old wash down, giving him a clip. I think he looks so smart now. Again, in a few days, it'll even out a little bit more. There's probably a few little patches I can neaten up tomorrow when I have a bit more time and it's not getting dark. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new or have not done so already, please like and subscribe. It really does help me out and I'll see you all next time. Bye! Okay, let's get you in. Should I put your head collar on? Yeah. There we go. Good man. Pop that on. You're a calm boy now. All the fire and the spice is gone. You're back to your little sweet self. Okay, come on in. Good boy. Oh my goodness, Mickey, look at the state of you. How did you get the mud all around your eyes and in your mane? Think you might be next, buddy. Think you might be next.